So this is Gretchen, the Verdant Crafter. Today I'm doing my third set of cards for my Celebrate Teachers 2018 card set. These cards were actually given away today. I gave them to my fellow teachers, support staff, secretaries, um, custodians, ed techs, the people that I work with most often and most closely. Um, they're amazing people. So for this card set, I am really sticking with one stamp set, the Altenew Teacher's Rule stamp set. This stamp set has an apple with a shadow, a leaf with a shadow, and a stem. It has one big put together sentiment: the best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book. The rest of the stamp sets, or the stamps in this set, are sentiments that sort of build your own sentiment. So from the best, or for the best gym teacher, for the best music teacher, for the best specialist, you're the apple of my eye. Teacher, you are an inspiration. You're an amazing teacher. Thank you for all you do. Or thank you, teacher, for all you do. There's lots of different sentiments that you can build. So in my Misty, I have the apple stamp, which is a solid stamp. And I'm stamping, because I didn't line it up very well, 2 apples on this piece of 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 cardstock. I'm using Neenah Solar White 80-pound cardstock. I think it stamps really well and takes my images really well. So for the inks for the apple and the leaves, I'm going to use Altenew inks. For my apples, I'm going to use Crimson for the apple and Velvet for the shadow, or I'm going to use Heartbeat and then Vineyard Berry for the shadow, or for my yellow apple, because Golden Delicious, Ginger Golds. Ginger Golds are my favorite apples. I'm going to use Warm Sunshine, and then I'm going to use a second generation stamp with Orange Cream. So red apples, that's sort of the traditional teacher thing. I like to have the bright red apple. I think it looks really nice and fun. So that's mostly what I went for, but I do love the yellow apples. And sorry if you can hear my cats playing in the background. I thought about doing green apples, because who doesn't love a good Granny Smith? I chose not to, simply because my leaf was going to be green, and I didn't want to have 2 greens. I wanted a pop of color. Here I'm lining up my shadow, and one of the great things about the Misty is you can really line things up. You can fiddle with it and make sure it's perfect, so you're not wasting anything. Or you are wasting something, but your final product is perfect. So here you can see that I stamped off with the orange cream ink, and then I did a second generation. I did stamp that second generation twice, so it was a little darker, but not as dark as the orange cream. Off screen, I had done a test where I stamped with the Warm Sunshine and the orange cream, and I just felt it was too different. But I felt if I went with the Sun-Kissed, which is the lightest orange in that set, that was too light. And one of the odd things about the yellow set, so it goes buttercream, warm sunshine, then caramel toffee and paper bag are more of browns. And I wanted to go with something orangier, because a ginger gold is a little bit, it's yellow with a little orange. For my brown stem, I'm using Cup of Joe from Hero Arts. It's a shadow ink. And for my leaf, I'm going to use a mixture of different greens. So I'm going to stamp the solid image with Forest Glades or Olive, and then sort of semi-randomly, I'm going to stamp the shadow with Evergreen, with Olive, or with Moss. I think this is a great, very simple image that's very graphic. If I didn't say so already, there is a die, so you can buy that to cut out the apple and the leaf. Someday I hope to have that die, but I do not, so I fussy cut them out. And they're very simple images, so it doesn't take a lot of work to fussy cut them. I think I made 6 or 7 cards with this stamp set. So I don't use all of the apples that I stamped, just because I had a certain number of cards I needed to have, and I had limited time. Right now, I'm preparing the background of my cards. So all of my card bases are made with Neenah Desert Storm cardstock, and I'm using Altenew's Pinestripe stamp. So it has that great background, and I haven't even removed it from the cling. I simply put down a layer of Versamark Dazzle in Frost. So this is a lot like Versamark because it's Versamark Dazzle, except it has sort of white-ish or transparent-ish crystals, so it's got a little bit of shimmer in it. It's very subtle, and honestly, my ink pad is like 4 years old at this point, and I think I used it when I bought it and I haven't used it since. So most of the sparkle has sunk to the bottom. For the most part, this is just like versifying. There's a few sparkles here and there. So on these tags, I'm stamping the sentiment, the best teachers teach from the heart, not from the book, which is a perfect sentiment, especially with our current economy and the lack of new textbooks. My current textbook is very old, and in fact, I mostly refuse to use it because I don't like it. My favorite textbook is now not being produced at all. So I have one copy, and when I really want students to read it, I scan it and give it to them. And then they can print it if they choose or not, because then you kill fewer trees. I'm using some twine on this tag, and if I didn't say so already, the tag is from Avery L. postage stamp dies. They have these, I love them, they're great postage stamps with little piercings around the edge, but they're very large, so they're postage stamp shape. And then there are 2 dies with piercings around the edge. These dies are ones, I cut out a whole bunch of these and didn't use all the tags, so I'm using them up now. My apples, I'm just using some foam tape to pop them up. I went really liberally with the foam tape for all of these. So the tag is on foam tape, the apple is on foam tape, and the leaf is on foam tape. I will also use a glue dot to secure the twine so it's not just hanging upward, it's hopefully looking a little natural, but it's not just hanging there loose. With glue dots, I like to pick them up with the edge of a craft knife or a craft pick, or even, this is where I know I want to have it, so I'm gonna stick it on the paper there or stick it on the ribbon or whatever there. So for this card, I'm going to, and actually for all the cards, I think, I use Hero Art's clear lacquer pen because it was close. Closeness cannot be competed with. And because it is clear. And I put on a bunch of the Studio Katya Sparkling Crystal Mix. I think they're beautiful crystals. And I definitely use the smallest crystals more than the big crystals because I'm out of the smallest crystals, or almost out. I'm just adding these around the card. I think between the very subtle sparkle with those stripes in the background, and in this case, the first 3 cards that I make, and I don't think I show you all of them. I did add shimmer spritz from Stuke & Echo to the apples and to the leaves, so they have shimmer in the background, they have shimmer on the apple, and then you add gemstones. What's not to like? Okay. Here we're moving on to our next card. So these are, I believe they're fancy labels. I think that's what they're called from Hero Arts. And they're really what was left over when I was making some frames for some other things. So I'm just trying to use them up and make some cards. So I'm going to make 2 different sentiments. The first sentiment is you're an amazing teacher. I think that's a great sentiment. You need to hear it. You need to know that you're a great teacher. You need people to support you. My second sentiment is you are an inspiration. Because let's be honest, if you know teachers, you know someone who goes above and beyond and is truly incredible. and you want to be in that classroom. There are teachers who are complete inspirations. I'm adding that to my cover, to my card cover with foam tape, and I'm adding my apple on top of it. I thought I'd go a little different instead of adding the apple on the bottom. And then I will use foam tape to add my leaf. And then I go super teachery on you, because who doesn't love a good cliche? I add lots and lots of Studio Katcha, oops, wrong container, lots and lots of Lucy's cards, itsy bitsy stars in gold. Here I'm adding some highlights with a gel pen, and now I'm adding the itsy bitsy stars. They're gold stars. You did well on your test, you get a gold star. You got all your spelling words right, you got a gold star. You were nice to people, you got a gold star. I mean, gold stars are simply synonymous with doing amazing. And let's be honest, who doesn't want a gold star? It's gold, it's glittery, it's beautiful. I only wish that I had some larger gold stars. I do have larger silver stars, but no gold stars. And strangely enough, I don't have any itsy bitsy stars in silver. How strange. So these cards were fairly simple to make. The biggest thing was putting the sequins down on, which you could totally skip, and fussy cutting out the apples. I hope that you enjoyed these cards, and I hope that you were inspired. Teachers are incredible people. They work every day with your kids, and they do an amazing job. Just thank them for what they do, because, teachers need all the encouragement. These are card close-ups. I will also post card close-ups to my Instagram account, Verdant Crafter. Thank you for watching. I hope that you have a great day. Thanks. Bye.